Good morning. My name's Irving and I'm the Chair of the National Aquaculture Council, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here today to the Seafood Direction's Aquaculture stream. And I must say that aquaculture in Australia has never been in a more exciting place, with most of our producers out there on the cutting edge of ecological sustainable aquaculture producing a quality product that the world wants to eat. Recently we've seen aquaculture being placed on every state and jurisdictional development agenda, with different agencies lining up ducks and putting them in rows to make it happen. And we all know the global demographics that have been spoken about in the last couple of days. The increase in urbanisation, with the majority of people now living in cities. The increase in the size of an Asia-based middle class that wants to eat well and eat healthily. And I saw one statistic recently that indicated that in the next 10 years, by 62% of all global seafood production will be aquaculture products. So it's clear that the world needs everything that we can produce, and that puts Australia as a producer of high quality product in a wonderful position. So our challenge is not only producing enough to meet global demands, it is investing in that productivity and then protecting that investment. Australia's aquaculture portfolio is second to none and reflective of the multitude of bioregions that stretch across the Australian temperate, subtropical and tropical zones, enabling Australia to offer the world a veritable cornucopia of high-quality premium products from salmon, barramundi, pearls, abalone, not to mention emergent seaweed and algal aquaculture that is driving innovation in water regeneration and ecosystem regeneration and the development of alternative fuels. It is important to develop Australia's aquaculture capacity, however, which includes many new species and new products. This embeds in our industry requisite flexibility and market alignment as we move into the future. But it is equally important, and even arguably more important, to take stock, invest and expand in Australia's current capacity, which is the nuts and bolts of the present and which comprises the launch pad for that future. So how do we do this? Do we march to the beat of global best practice and walk the line of constant innovation and investment in R&D? Yes, and we do this in spades. There are few countries on earth that have the scientific and technical expertise, the R&D capacity and support that Australia has. So what's stopping us? Australia is so large and diverse, it's difficult to develop and realise a shared consolidated vision. But we need to. And we are. From an industry perspective, our consolidated vision should regard Australia's cornucopia of farmed aquatic products as simply that. It should incorporate how we see Australia's incredible aquaculture products in the global market, and more importantly and more difficultly, how the global market sees Australia's aquaculture products. Yesterday we saw the release of the Aquaculture Strategy. This strategy, developed in consultation with the industry, expresses a coordinated approach by the Commonwealth Government and the governments of states and territories to work together in support of aquaculture. What is most exciting is the inclusion of a national aquaculture target, which aims to double the current value of Australia's aquaculture industry to $2 billion by 2027. This target is exciting because as a high-level consolidated statement, it's capable of having things hung from it that will be essential in the realisation of this 2027 target. The strategy cautiously notes, however, that to achieve the aquaculture target in the specified time frame, Australian aquaculture productivity will have to increase by 7% every year for 10 years. This is a challenge and will require a common vision and concerted effort from both industry and government, but we will do it, and already the concrete is being poured. In addition to streamlining of this regulation/production interface, maintaining access to space and water remains a sustained challenge for our industry, especially in today's interconnected world where the industry's community support is difficult to define, let alone maintain. But out there are some who are social entrepreneurs and innovators who are working hard in this space, bringing those foggy edges into focus and involving the community in their aquaculture story. And I'd like to introduce you to one of these social entrepreneurs/innovators now, if I may, and Mr. Tybalt Giulioli, sorry if I said it wrong, Tybalt, I met Tybalt last year at a Blue Economy Challenge Aquaculture, and he's from Indian Ocean Trepang, and I was incredibly impressed by what his mob were doing over there. So, and he's here to talk to us about his story in the sea cucumber farming with local communities in Madagascar.